Hey guys, stay tuned for how to discipline yourself when you're on a health journey and you're still trying to go out to eat and do things that you usually would do, but be a little bit more restricted and more disciplined while doing it. You know, just getting better little by little, one small step at a time. Stay tuned. So I'm trying to watch my calories. So this is what we got left from the whole meal. We got two chicken strips left, about half of the fries, and we got about half of the bread. This is half of the bread. So if you guys remember from a previous video that I just posted not too long ago, you just look at my previous videos, it was about the same meal. It's this video right here. My goal is to only eat about half of the fries and maybe half of the bread. All of the chicken. So basically, I believe I lived up to my goal. You know, I said I wanted to eat half of the fries, half of the bread, you know, and so on. And that, what you seen, was what was left over from my whole meal. I did it. Yay. You know, you can still treat yourself and go out to eat and do certain things. You just have to learn to discipline yourself a little bit more. And each time you get better and better at it. You know, practice makes perfect. So that's what matters. And that's the important part, to just, you know, go one little step at a time and just do a little bit more each time, and you get better and better. Yeah. In case you guys didn't see the other video, these chicken strips are not the regular chicken strips. These are the naked chicken strips. So they have about half the calories. I think for one chicken strip, it's about 140 calories, give or take. So for the naked chicken strip, it's about 70 calories. So you're eating half the calories per the chicken strip. So, you know, that's on top of me disciplining myself and eating less of the whole meal, like half the fries, half the bread, you know, less cane sauce, because I usually get like a cup of cane sauce and dip everything in there. So less cane sauce. I didn't even finish the one little cane sauce. It's also not the regular chicken strips. It's the naked chicken strips which have less calories. It's just the chicken strips. They're not breaded. You could Google it. I mean, you know, you could, yeah, I Googled it, honestly. So, and it's, on top of that, it's just a little, you know, there's small little things that make the difference. So the fact that it's not breaded and that it's just naked and it's half the calories it goes a long way. These are just little tips that I'm using for my health journey. I don't have the perfect body. I don't have the perfect health, you know, but in my journey, I've learned that this is helping me be better than I was yesterday, be better than I was last year. You know, I compare my pictures from like when I was younger a couple years ago, and I'm like, oh wow, like I'm doing a pretty okay job on maintaining myself, you know, like I would fluctuate a lot sometimes. I would try to go on like some kind of a keto diet, or which is not wrong. It's just whatever works for you. I loved it. I just love carbs as well. You know, I'm used to eating tortillas and bread all the time. So I realized it didn't work for me. What's working for me now, and everyone has to find what works for them best, because what works for me might not work for you. But while you're going through your process, you will learn what works best for you. You know, I've had a process of several years, and I haven't like, oh, I lost so many pounds. Like everybody's journey is different. Some people lose so many pounds and get ripped really quick and a six pack and whatnot. Me, no, but it's been a journey for me to where I'm like, okay, I've been able to not gain too much weight and still eat the things I like. And I've been able to, what I think is most important to me is maintain my weight and how I am, like because it's really hard sometimes to maintain your weight. You know, sometimes you could like lose, like with me, what would happen is I would start eating salads and like less like not really carbs or things like that. I'm like, I'm not gonna eat tortillas, I'm not gonna eat bread, I'm only gonna eat like vegetables and meats and stuff. But then when I would eat bread and stuff, I would just gain all that weight back, because I wasn't teaching myself how to like discipline myself on eating those in a more restricted way. But now what I'm doing is I am teaching myself how to still eat the things that I usually like to eat, but in a different route, in a different way. Like this, for example, I'm at Cane's and I'm eating less fries, less bread. I'm getting the chicken strips naked instead of regular ones. So, I'm making those slight differences, slight changes, just like I'm still buying bread, but I'm buying a different kind of bread, keto bread, which is like, less calories, less carbs, higher in fiber, higher in protein. I'm buying keto wraps, buying like tortillas, flour and corn tortillas that are, and I'm always checking the nutrition facts and making sure that it's less calories, it's high in protein or fiber, doing the best that I can do to compare to what I used to eat, and compare and contrast and be like, oh, okay. For example, my flour tortillas are about 70 calories. I buy different kinds sometimes, but that's just an estimate. And the ones that I used to eat are about 120 calories per tortilla. So that's almost half also. It's about half the difference. My bread that I'm eating now also, it's about 45 calories, I believe, per slice or for 2 slices. I think it's per slice, something like that. But the difference of the bread that I used to eat, it was about like over 100 calories, I believe, per slice. So it just depends. You gotta read, and then those little things come a long way. So now I'm eating the same things, but in reality, I'm not. Like I am, but I'm not, because it's half the calories, half the carbs. It's higher in protein, like, higher in fiber. So it just helps. That's what's working for me. I just want to share what's working for me, what works best for me, and because when I hear what works for other people, I've learned so much from so many other people, and we can learn from each other.